The fluorescent lights hum softly over the polished wooden floor of the karate dojo, a place where discipline and respect are supposed to reign supreme. Today, however, the atmosphere is thick with skepticism and judgment. At the center of the scene stands a black homeless man weathered by life's hardships, clad in worn clothes that starkly contrast with the pristine white GIs of the students around him. He has come to the dojo not as a challenger, but as a learner, seeking a place where he might find some peace, strength, or perhaps redemption. But what greets him is far from welcoming. The group of young karate students, brimming with youthful confidence and entitlement, sneer at his presence. Their laughter echoes against the walls, fueled by disbelief and disdain. Among them, a particular young man stands out dressed impeccably in his white GI, his posture straight and arrogant. His smirk is sharp and cutting as he mocks the homeless man for daring to be in a space he clearly doesn't belong. The message is loud and clear: this man is an outsider, unworthy of respect or inclusion. This moment captures a painful truth about human nature: how easy it is to dismiss and ridicule someone based on their appearance, their circumstances, or their perceived social status. The homeless man is not just fighting for acceptance in a dojo, he's confronting a world that often judges worth through superficial lenses. But the homeless man does not respond with anger or defensiveness. Instead, he remains calm, grounded by a quiet confidence born from a lifetime of struggle and resilience. There is no need for words to counter the sneers; his demeanor alone speaks volumes. In this silent strength, he challenges the group's assumptions more powerfully than any argument could. Then, with deliberate grace, he asks to try the karate move that the students are demonstrating. A ripple of disbelief passes through the group. Some scoff openly, while others exchange doubtful glances. The young man in the white GI raises an eyebrow, clearly expecting failure. But what happens next is nothing short of extraordinary. With focused precision, the homeless man executes the move flawlessly. His body moves with a fluidity and strength that belie his rough exterior and worn appearance. The students watch, stunned, as he not only performs the technique perfectly but also surpasses the dojo's existing record for speed and accuracy. For a moment, the room is enveloped in silence, the kind of stunned silence that speaks louder than words ever could. The smug expressions fade, replaced by wide-eyed awe and respect. The very students who mocked him are forced to confront their own prejudices, realizing they had gravely underestimated someone they barely knew. This powerful moment serves as a lesson about the true nature of strength and perseverance. Strength is not just physical prowess, it is also the resilience to endure hardship and the courage to show up in places where you might be dismissed or ridiculed. Perseverance is the quiet, steady determination to rise above judgment and continue striving, no matter how bleak the odds. The homeless man's victory in the dojo is symbolic. It breaks down walls of prejudice, challenges stereotypes, and forces a reckoning with the danger of assumptions. It reminds us that talent, skill, and worth are not dictated by outward appearances or social status, but by the inner fire that drives us forward. The story also highlights the importance of humility and openness. The students' initial mockery reveals their narrow-mindedness, while the homeless man's grace and excellence demonstrate the richness of untapped potential that society often overlooks. It's a call to look beyond surface judgments and recognize the dignity and capability inherent in every individual. In the end, the dojo is transformed not just by the breaking of a record, but by the shattering of preconceived notions. The homeless man leaves an indelible impression, a living testament to the power of quiet confidence and unyielding spirit. This narrative encourages us all to examine our own biases and to approach others with empathy and respect. It reminds us that sometimes, the greatest lessons come from the most unexpected teachers, and that strength can be found in the humblest of places. A test of inner strength is a compelling narrative set within the disciplined environment of a karate dojo, where appearances and preconceptions are challenged by an unexpected display of skill and character. The story focuses on a black homeless man who steps into a space dominated by young karate students, only to be met initially with mockery and skepticism. From the very beginning, the story highlights the harsh judgment that people often face based on their outward appearance and social status. The group of young karate students laughs at the man's presence, ridiculing him for even daring to participate. Their mockery centers on two key biases: assumptions about his physical abilities and judgments about his background. They question not only his skill but also his worthiness to be part of their disciplined and respected martial arts environment. This moment of rejection and derision is significant because it reflects a broader societal tendency to equate appearance and socioeconomic status with value or ability. The homeless man, visibly vulnerable due to his situation, becomes an easy target for prejudice. The students' laughter and disbelief create a tension that sets the stage for a profound lesson in humility and respect. What makes the story deeply impactful is the homeless man's response to the mockery. Instead of reacting with anger, frustration, or defensiveness, reactions that are often expected or stereotyped, he remains calm and composed. This calmness itself is a form of strength, demonstrating emotional control and self-confidence. By asking politely and confidently to try the move, the man asserts his dignity without confrontation, showing that true courage does not always roar. Sometimes, it is quiet and steadfast. When the man performs the karate move, the reaction of the students shifts dramatically. His precision and strength shock them, breaking the dojo's record. This moment of triumph is not just about physical prowess but also about challenging the assumptions the students and by extension, society had made about him. His performance proves that true ability and strength are not determined by one's appearance or circumstances but by skill, practice, and inner fortitude. Themes and messages: several key themes emerge from this narrative. Judging beyond appearances. The story confronts the danger of judging people based on their external circumstances or appearances. The homeless man's success challenges the student's biases, highlighting the importance of looking deeper and recognizing the potential in everyone. Inner strength and discipline. Karate, as a martial art, emphasizes discipline, focus, and control. The homeless man's ability to perform the move flawlessly reflects not only physical skill but a deeper inner strength cultivated over time. His situation does not define his character or capability. Humility and confidence. The man's calm request to try the move contrasts sharply with the student's mockery. His humility combined with quiet confidence sends a powerful message about self-respect and dignity, demonstrating that strength is as much about attitude as it is about action. Breaking stereotypes. By breaking the dojo's record, the man defies stereotypes about homelessness and ability. This moment is a reminder that stereotypes are often baseless and harmful, limiting how society views and treats individuals. Respect and inclusion. The story calls for respect and openness to others, regardless of their background. It urges readers to foster inclusivity and to avoid dismissing people prematurely. Emotional impact. The emotional weight of the story lies in the contrast between mockery and respect, rejection and acceptance. The initial laughter from the students creates a sense of tension and unfairness, evoking empathy for the homeless man. This emotional investment makes his eventual triumph more satisfying and inspiring. The homeless man's poised reaction models a powerful way to handle adversity by maintaining dignity rather than resorting to anger or despair. This can inspire readers who have faced similar social rejection or prejudice, encouraging them to stay strong and confident. Moreover, the student's stunned silence and changed perspective represent a moment of awakening. The story offers a hopeful message that people can learn and grow from unexpected experiences, breaking down their own prejudices when confronted with undeniable truth. Broader societal context on a larger scale, A Test of Inner Strength addresses societal issues related to homelessness, social inequality, and marginalization. Homeless individuals are often stigmatized and dismissed, seen only through the lens of their circumstances rather than their humanity or potential. This story humanizes a homeless person by highlighting his skill, discipline, and inner strength, qualities that often go unrecognized. It challenges readers to rethink their perceptions and consider how society might better support and value those who are marginalized. The dojo setting is particularly meaningful. Martial arts represent respect, tradition, and personal growth, values that transcend social divisions. By excelling in this space, the homeless man claims his rightful place and demonstrates that opportunity and respect should be available to all. Furthermore, the story serves as a metaphor for overcoming life's challenges. Just as karate requires focus and resilience, so too does navigating social hardships. The man's success symbolizes the triumph of spirit over circumstance. This scene presents a powerful narrative of overcoming prejudice and transforming ridicule into triumph, centered around a black homeless man who walks into a karate dojo, a space often associated with discipline, skill, and respect, only to be met with harsh laughter and biting mockery. The young man in a white gi, representing both youthful confidence and institutional acceptance, immediately judges the homeless man as an outsider, unworthy of the dojo's respect or the physical demands of karate. His insults are not merely about skill but reflect a deeper social bias, equating homelessness and appearance with incapability and inferiority. This initial ridicule is a manifestation of society's tendency to judge people superficially, reducing complex human beings to stereotypes based on their circumstances rather than their true potential. Yet, the homeless man's calm and composed demeanor disrupts this narrative before it can fully take hold. He neither reacts with anger nor retreats in shame, instead, he embraces the challenge with quiet confidence. His request to try the same move as the young man is an act of courage and self-assurance that demands recognition. This moment signifies a turning point, not just within the dojo but symbolically in how we perceive worth and ability. When he executes the move with perfect precision and strength, shattering the dojo's record, he does more than just outperform a rival, he breaks the chains of prejudice and preconception that have bound him in the eyes of others. His victory is a testament to the profound truth that one's background, circumstances, or appearance do not determine one's potential or capacity for excellence. It highlights the idea that talent, discipline, and inner strength often lie hidden beneath surfaces judged unfairly or misunderstood by society. The silence and speechlessness of the mockers underscore the humbling effect of such an unexpected triumph, forcing them to confront their biases and acknowledge the man's undeniable skill. This moment serves as a reminder that true respect is earned through merit and character, not inherited through social status or external appearances. Moreover, the scene champions the dignity of the homeless man, reframing his identity from that of a marginalized outcast to a figure of mastery and respect within the dojo, a space that, until then, had symbolized exclusion. His success becomes a beacon of hope and empowerment for anyone who has been underestimated or dismissed because of their circumstances. It speaks to the universal human desire to be seen for one's true self and to have one's talents and efforts recognized beyond societal labels. The narrative also challenges viewers or readers to reflect on their own prejudices and the ways in which they might unconsciously limit their understanding of others. It suggests that greatness can be found in the most unexpected places and people, urging a more compassionate and open-minded approach to judgment and acceptance. At its core, this story is about resilience, the ability to rise above adversity and ridicule with grace, skill, and unwavering confidence. It celebrates the transformative power of self-belief and determination in rewriting narratives that have long been shaped by exclusion and stigma. By shattering the dojo's record, the homeless man not only claims victory but also reclaims his dignity and challenges the dojo's community to expand their definitions of strength and worth. Ultimately, this scene encapsulates a profound lesson: no one's potential is fixed by their past or appearance, and respect must be earned on the merits of one's actions and character. It invites audiences to look beyond surface judgments and recognize the latent possibilities within every individual, fostering a more inclusive and equitable perspective on human capability and success. The Unseen Warrior is a compelling narrative that explores themes of prejudice, resilience, and the power of inner strength to transcend societal judgment. Set within the confines of a karate dojo, the story begins by introducing a space filled with young athletes who are eager to prove their skill and dedication to the discipline. This dojo represents more than just a place for physical training. It symbolizes a community built on shared values, respect, and a certain exclusivity that often comes with belonging to a select group. However, this exclusivity also breeds judgment, as members are quick to dismiss anyone who does not fit their preconceived mold of what a karateka should look like. Into this world steps a black homeless man, whose appearance sharply contrasts with the polished students around him. His ragged clothes, weathered face, and humble demeanor immediately mark him as an outsider in the eyes of the young athletes. Their reaction is one of mockery and scorn, led by a particularly confident and dismissive student who embodies the group's collective bias. This opening sets the stage for a powerful examination of how superficial judgments and social status often cloud people's perceptions of others, particularly in environments that prize discipline and skill. The student's mockery is not just casual teasing but a reflection of deeper societal prejudices. They assume that because the man is homeless and looks rough, he cannot possibly understand the discipline or possess the talent required to succeed in karate. This assumption reveals a common human tendency to equate outward appearance with ability or character, a tendency that often leads to exclusion and missed opportunities. The dojo, meant to be a place of learning and growth, becomes a microcosm of society's broader issues with classism, racism, and judgment. The homeless man's presence challenges the student's narrow worldview and exposes the limits of their understanding. Despite the hostile environment, he remains calm and composed, showing a quiet dignity that contrasts with the student's loud derision. His request to try the move being taught is a pivotal moment. It demonstrates not only his confidence in his own abilities but also his willingness to engage respectfully with the community that initially rejected him. The instructor and students are taken aback by the man's request. They hesitate, unsure whether to grant him the chance, reflecting their own doubts and biases. This hesitation underscores the barriers that marginalized individuals often face when seeking acceptance or opportunity in closed communities. However, when he begins to perform the move, all doubts quickly dissolve. The man executes it flawlessly, with precision, power, and control that astonish everyone present. This display of skill is more than just technical mastery. It is a demonstration of his years of experience, discipline, and dedication that belie his current social status. The man's ability to break the dojo's long-standing record elevates the moment from one of surprise to one of undeniable respect and admiration. The physical feat shatters the preconceived notions held by the students and instructor alike, forcing them to confront their own prejudices and recognize the man's true worth. This transformation in the dojo's atmosphere is profound. The mockery and laughter vanish, replaced by silence and then by a genuine curiosity and respect for the man. The students who once jeered now approach him with questions, eager to learn and understand how he attained such skill. The instructor's public acknowledgement of the man's talent and his invitation to join the class mark a significant turning point not just in the story but in the symbolic journey of acceptance and inclusion. This acceptance represents a breaking down of barriers and a movement towards a more open and equitable community where individuals are judged by their abilities and character rather than their appearance or social standing. At its core, The Unseen Warrior conveys a powerful message about the nature of true strength. It challenges the reader to look beyond superficial judgments and recognize that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. The story celebrates resilience, discipline, and inner strength, qualities that cannot be measured by outward appearance or social status. The homeless man's journey is an inspiring example of how individuals can rise above the noise of prejudice and prove their worth through action and perseverance. It also serves as a critique of the ways society often overlooks or dismisses marginalized individuals, reminding us that talent and potential exist everywhere, waiting to be seen and nurtured. Moreover, the story invites reflection on the importance of empathy and openness in communities and institutions. The initial rejection faced by the homeless man is all too familiar in many areas of life, where people are excluded based on assumptions rather than given a fair chance. His eventual acceptance into the dojo underscores the transformative power of inclusion and the benefits of judging individuals by their true merits. It suggests that when communities open their doors and minds, they enrich themselves and foster environments where everyone can thrive. Ultimately, The Unseen Warrior is not just about a man proving himself in a karate class. It is about breaking down social barriers, confronting prejudice, and recognizing the dignity and potential in every person. It is a story of hope and redemption that resonates deeply in a world still grappling with issues of inequality and exclusion. The narrative's message encourages readers to challenge their own biases and to look for the unseen warriors in their own lives, those who possess quiet strength and greatness waiting to be acknowledged. Through this story, we are reminded that true warriors are defined not by what they wear or where they come from, but by the courage, skill, and heart they bring to every challenge. Proving the Worth Within centers on a black homeless man who, despite his difficult circumstances and the harsh judgments of society, steps boldly into a karate dojo seeking something greater, perhaps discipline, belonging, or simply a chance to prove his value beyond appearances. Upon entering, he immediately faces ridicule from a group of young karate students, whose youthful arrogance is fueled by shallow assumptions about his ragged clothes and disheveled appearance. Their laughter and pointed mockery create a hostile atmosphere, especially from one young man who cruelly declares that the homeless man does not even deserve to be in the dojo, effectively trying to push him out before he has a chance to show his true self. Yet, the homeless man remains remarkably calm and composed, embodying a quiet strength forged through years of hardship and resilience. Rather than responding with anger or retreating under the weight of humiliation, he politely requests the opportunity to demonstrate a karate move, signaling his confidence and respect for the art and its traditions. When he performs the move flawlessly, with precision and power that surpasses even the dojo's existing record, the students' laughter dies instantly, replaced by stunned silence and awe. This moment is transformative. It shatters their preconceived notions about the man's worth and ability, forcing them to confront the limitations of judging others based on external circumstances. The man's achievement becomes a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the profound truth that strength and talent are not determined by social status or appearance but by inner dedication and perseverance. The story serves as a reminder that every individual carries value and potential, often hidden beneath layers of hardship and overlooked by a society quick to judge. The homeless man's demonstration is not only a physical feat but a symbolic breaking of barriers, challenging stereotypes about homelessness, race, and worthiness. His calm dignity in the face of mockery reveals that true power lies in self-belief and the refusal to be diminished by others' prejudices. This narrative encourages empathy and reflection on how easily people are dismissed because of their circumstances, urging the audience to look deeper and recognize the strength within each person. Ultimately, Proving the Worth Within is a story about the redemptive power of resilience, the courage to seek respect and dignity despite adversity, and the transformative impact of talent and character in breaking down social barriers and changing minds. It challenges us all to reconsider how we perceive others and reminds us that every person's worth is inherent and deserving of recognition, no matter the external trappings of their situation. Proving the Worth Within is a compelling story that highlights themes of resilience, judgment, and the profound truth that true strength comes from within, regardless of outward appearances or circumstances. The setting, a karate dojo, serves as a symbolic space of discipline, skill, and respect. When a black homeless man enters this space, his presence immediately challenges the students' preconceived notions and biases. The young karate students' laughter and open mockery, particularly from one outspoken individual, reflect a common human tendency to judge others based on surface-level attributes like clothing, status, or background. Their dismissive attitude is a defense mechanism, a way of reinforcing their own sense of belonging and superiority within the dojo. Yet, the homeless man's calm and composed response to this ridicule speaks volumes about his inner strength and self-assurance. Rather than reacting with anger or retreating in shame, he asks to demonstrate a move, an act of quiet confidence and an invitation for the students to see beyond his external appearance. When he flawlessly executes the move, breaking the dojo's record, the impact is immediate and transformative. The students, who had dismissed him as unworthy, are left speechless, their assumptions shattered. This moment is not just about physical prowess, it's a powerful lesson in humility, respect, and the danger of underestimating others. The homeless man's victory reveals that worth and talent are not dictated by one's current circumstances but by the strength, discipline, and spirit that reside within. It challenges the viewers or readers to reconsider how they perceive and treat others, urging empathy and openness rather than judgment and exclusion. Moreover, this story touches on the broader social issues surrounding homelessness and the stigmas attached to it. It reminds us that every individual, regardless of their situation, carries untapped potential and deserves dignity and the chance to prove their worth. Proving the Worth Within is ultimately a celebration of resilience, the ability to maintain one's value and integrity in the face of scorn and dismissal. It is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to rise above adversity, break through barriers, and redefine what it means to be worthy. Through the homeless man's example, we learn that true respect is earned not by appearances or status but by skill, character, and the courage to stand firm in one's identity. This narrative encourages a shift from superficial judgments to a deeper recognition of the strength and potential hidden beneath the surface, making it a timeless and inspiring lesson about humanity and dignity. In the quiet, disciplined atmosphere of a dojo, where respect, skill, and tradition reign supreme, a black homeless man steps into a world that immediately judges him by his appearance. His ragged clothes and unkempt look become the focal point of ridicule by a group of arrogant students, led by a young man dressed in a pristine white gi, a symbol of discipline and mastery in martial arts. Their laughter and mocking words are harsh and dismissive, reflecting not just their judgment of his appearance, but a deeper societal bias that equates worth and ability with external markers like status and cleanliness. The students cannot fathom that someone who looks so out of place in this environment could possibly have the skill or knowledge to spar with them. This moment captures the essence of prejudice and how quickly people can jump to conclusions based on superficial judgments, ignoring the complexity and potential of an individual. Yet, the homeless man's response to this mockery is remarkable in its calmness and confidence. Rather than engaging in confrontation or becoming defensive, he chooses to remain composed, demonstrating a quiet strength that contrasts sharply with the arrogance of the students. His calm request to try the move being demonstrated is a simple but powerful act of courage and assertion. He is essentially challenging the preconceived notions about him by asking for the chance to prove his worth through action rather than words. This moment highlights the power of determination, the ability to face scorn and doubt without losing one's composure or self-belief, and to let skill and discipline speak for themselves. When he performs the move with unwavering focus and precision, the dojo falls silent. His execution is flawless, showcasing a mastery that contradicts the assumptions based on his appearance. Not only does he perform well, but he also breaks the dojo's record, a symbolic victory that elevates him beyond mere acceptance to reverence. This achievement shatters the arrogance and disbelief of the students, leaving them stunned and speechless. The stunned silence that follows is significant. It's a moment of collective reckoning where the students and perhaps the audience must confront their biases and acknowledge the truth they had refused to see. This silence is more powerful than applause or verbal praise. It is the profound recognition of the man's determination and inner strength overcoming the barriers imposed by judgment and social stigma. This scene resonates far beyond the walls of the dojo. It reflects a universal truth about human potential and the often underestimated power of determination and resilience. The homeless man's journey reminds us that external circumstances or appearances do not define a person's ability, character, or value. His victory is not just about martial arts prowess, it is a metaphor for overcoming life's hardships and societal marginalization through unwavering focus, discipline, and self-belief. His presence in the dojo challenges the students and society at large to reconsider the rigid categories we impose on people and to recognize that talent and strength can come from the most unexpected places. The story also explores the theme of humility versus arrogance. The students' initial mockery stems from arrogance, a belief in their own superiority based on outward symbols like clean GIs, status, and social acceptance. In contrast, the homeless man's humility and calm confidence reveal a deeper wisdom and strength. This juxtaposition challenges the audience to rethink what true mastery and respect mean, suggesting that they are earned through dedication and integrity, not social standing or appearance. Moreover, this narrative highlights the importance of opportunity and fairness. The man's simple request to try the move being demonstrated is a plea for a chance, a moment to be seen for who he really is. His success underscores the idea that many people are overlooked or underestimated simply because they have not been given an equal opportunity to demonstrate their capabilities. It serves as a call to break down barriers and prejudices that prevent individuals from reaching their full potential, reminding us that everyone deserves a fair chance. In addition to its social and moral implications, the scene celebrates the timeless virtues of martial arts: discipline, respect, perseverance, and focus. The homeless man embodies these values despite his circumstances, proving that true mastery comes from within and is not dependent on external conditions. His achievement in breaking the dojo's record elevates him to a symbolic status, showing that determination can transform lives and inspire those around us. In conclusion, the power of determination is a moving story of resilience, respect, and the triumph of the human spirit. It portrays how inner strength and unwavering focus can defy societal expectations and prejudice. The homeless man's journey from ridicule to reverence within the dojo serves as a powerful reminder that true character is revealed not by appearance or circumstance, but by the courage to persevere and the determination to excel. This story challenges us all to look beyond surface judgments, to value determination and skill, and to offer everyone the chance to prove their worth. It is a celebration of the human potential to rise above adversity, inspiring us to believe in ourselves and the transformative power of perseverance. Surpassing the expectations is a powerful narrative that confronts prejudice, stereotypes, and the often unseen depths of human strength. Set within the walls of a karate dojo, a place symbolizing discipline, respect, and mastery, the story introduces a black homeless man who enters a world where he is instantly judged based on his appearance and circumstances rather than his character or ability. The scene opens with a group of young athletes training and observing him with disdain, mocking his tattered clothing and questioning his right to be there. Their laughter and taunts reflect not only personal cruelty but also a broader societal tendency to dismiss and dehumanize those who are marginalized, especially the homeless. The lead student's scornful assertion that the man couldn't possibly belong in the dojo highlights how quickly people resort to exclusion based on superficial judgments, reinforcing harmful stereotypes about worthiness and capability. However, the homeless man's response to this mockery is marked not by anger or defensiveness, but by calm confidence and determination. Rather than engaging with the ridicule, he simply asks to try the move being demonstrated, a humble but bold request that challenges the preconceived notions of the onlookers. This moment is crucial because it shifts the narrative from one of judgment and exclusion to one of opportunity and revelation. His willingness to participate despite the hostility around him reflects a quiet resilience and self-belief, qualities essential not only in martial arts but in life. As he executes the move with flawless precision and surpasses the dojo's previous record, the story reaches its climax. The homeless man's performance shatters expectations and leaves everyone in stunned silence. This achievement serves as a powerful reminder that true ability is not dictated by appearance, social status, or material wealth. Instead, it is forged through dedication, skill, and inner strength, qualities that can thrive even in the most unlikely individuals and circumstances. The dojo, a space that initially represented exclusion, becomes a site of unexpected triumph and transformation, illustrating that greatness can come from anywhere. The narrative carries deep symbolic meaning. The dojo, with its emphasis on discipline and respect, stands as a microcosm of society. The initial rejection of the homeless man mirrors how society often marginalizes and devalues those who do not conform to certain norms or who face economic hardship. Yet, the man's ability to excel despite these barriers challenges the assumptions and prejudices held by the young athletes and, by extension, the audience. It encourages a re-evaluation of what it means to be strong, capable, and worthy. Moreover, the story underscores the importance of giving people the chance to prove themselves. The homeless man's request to try the move signifies a plea for inclusion and recognition, a moment that asks the observers to look beyond surface-level judgments and allow talent and effort to speak for themselves. The fact that he succeeds so dramatically speaks to the lost potential that society often overlooks when it dismisses individuals based on their circumstances. Surpassing the Expectations also explores themes of humility and dignity. The homeless man's quiet approach in the face of ridicule exemplifies grace under pressure. He does not seek revenge or validation through confrontation but lets his skills demonstrate his value. This contrast highlights the strength of character required to rise above disparagement and reminds us that dignity often shines brightest in those who endure hardship without losing their sense of self. The reaction of the young athletes and the dojo's community to the man's accomplishment is a critical element of the story. Their stunned silence and altered perception underscore how deeply ingrained biases can be challenged and changed through exposure to the truth. This transformation invites the audience to reflect on their own prejudices and the ways in which they may unknowingly limit their understanding of others. It opens the door to greater empathy and inclusivity. Additionally, the story celebrates the universal human potential for growth and excellence. By focusing on a homeless man, someone society typically associates with vulnerability and failure, it subverts common narratives and emphasizes that greatness is not exclusive to the privileged or traditionally successful. Instead, it is accessible to anyone willing to work hard, persevere, and maintain belief in themselves. In essence, Surpassing the Expectations is an inspiring tale that challenges stereotypes and highlights the power of resilience and skill to overcome social barriers. It reveals the profound truth that the greatest strengths often come from unexpected places, urging us to look beyond appearances and assumptions. Through the homeless man's triumph, the story reminds us to value every individual's potential and to foster environments where everyone is given the chance to shine. The story of a black homeless man entering a dojo and facing immediate mockery from a group of young karate students is a profound illustration of the power of quiet dignity and inner strength. The scene begins with the man stepping onto the mat, a space clearly reserved for disciplined practice and skill, only to be met with open derision, especially from the lead student, who not only ridicules the man's presence but also attacks his appearance and social status, asserting that he doesn't belong. This moment captures the harsh realities of judgment and exclusion faced by many marginalized individuals, whose worth is often measured superficially by their external circumstances rather than their inherent value or capabilities. The student's laughter and scorn represent society's quickness to dismiss those who do not fit into conventional molds of success or respectability. Yet, what makes this narrative so compelling is the man's response, or rather, his deliberate lack of response in the way expected. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, he chooses silence and calm composure, embodying restraint in the face of provocation. This choice of non-engagement reveals a deeper, often overlooked form of strength, the courage to not be drawn into conflict, to rise above petty insults, and to trust in oneself without needing immediate validation or confrontation. When he asks to try the move, it is a quiet assertion of his right to be there, a subtle but firm reclaiming of space without hostility. His flawless execution of the move, culminating in breaking the dojo's record, shocks the onlookers into stunned silence. The laughter evaporates, replaced by an overwhelming recognition of his true ability, and with it, an implicit acknowledgement of their earlier misjudgment. This transformation from mockery to silence, from dismissal to awe, speaks volumes about the power of inner belief and the impact of actions over words. The man's story highlights that true strength is not always loud or aggressive. It can be found in patience, humility, and the confidence to let one's skills and character speak for themselves. His silence in the face of ridicule becomes a powerful form of resistance, showing that dignity and self-respect need not be shouted but can be quietly embodied. Moreover, this narrative invites reflection on societal attitudes toward homelessness and the assumptions people make about those who appear vulnerable or marginalized. It challenges the audience to reconsider how they define strength and worth, pushing against stereotypes and urging empathy and openness. The man's ability to rise above judgment without losing his composure becomes an inspiring metaphor for resilience and self-empowerment. His victory on the dojo mat is not just about breaking a record, it symbolizes breaking down barriers of prejudice and misunderstanding. This moment of silent triumph encourages viewers or readers to look beyond surface appearances and to recognize that everyone, regardless of their circumstances, possesses inherent value and potential. Ultimately, this story teaches that strength manifests in many forms, sometimes in physical prowess, but often in the grace with which one endures hardship and remains true to oneself. It is a powerful testament to the courage it takes to remain composed amid hostility and to assert one's place in the world through quiet confidence rather than loud confrontation. The man's journey in this narrative reminds us that respect and dignity are not given lightly but can be earned through the steadfast belief in oneself and the courage to rise above the noise of judgment and scorn. In a broader sense, it is a call to recognize and honor the silent strengths within ourselves and others, and to challenge the tendency to judge or exclude based on appearances or circumstance. The story beautifully encapsulates the idea that sometimes, the most profound strength is found not in fighting back loudly, but in standing firm with calm assurance, letting actions and integrity do the talking.